And now, it's time for another episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. A show made by 12s from around the world, for 12s around the world. I'm Mosette, and here is your host and my dad, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, thank you, Mosette, and welcome to episode 427 of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show as your 2016 NFC West Division champion Seattle Seahawks get ready to wrap up their playoff season. So sit back, relax, grab a desired beverage or sin of your choice, and remember, win, lose, or tie, we're 12s until we die.
There it is.
There it is. Oh,
well
my
done.
God, yes. Let's
we almost got it on the second try.
Get out of here, everybody. Excellent. Let's meet the posse for this episode. Oh, God. First from merry old England. Yes, my partner in crime, yin to my yang. It's Matt. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Moses. Happy Inauguration Day.
Yeah, thanks.
See, that whole revolution thing's not looking quite so good now, is it? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm checking the flights to England. Also from the state of Washington, our very own news hound. His 12-man editorials can be found on the SeahawksOut.com website. You know him as Shadowhawk. We know him as Will. Hi, Will.
Forget hail to the chief. Tonight it's hail to the king, baby.
Indeed it is.
Only very much.
Yes, and also from the state of Washington, he is large in stature. Please welcome Dustin. Hi, Dustin.
Thanks. Yeah. Appreciate it. Hi.
When you said large, you just mean fat now. Is that
Yeah, that's what you meant. You meant fat.
Oh, I did not say that. Oh, guys, the season's over. Oh, let's get to this show. It's run just like a real NFL football game. We have 4 quarters, even a halftime. Quarter 1, of course, is news. Quarter 2, we discussed that Seahawks-Falcons game. We have a special Caption That Picture, and we look at how we fared in the predictions for the final time.
You just called that game like you would like the celebrity couple.
The Seekins?
Yeah, the Seekins, like a Bennifer and whatever else they call the couples.
Yeah, Falcons and Seahawks, the Seekins. Yeah, the Seekins game. Yeah, and the Falhawks. Mm-hmm. Halftime, the best Seahawk-themed play-along game on the internet, 12-man Fan Jam Show, halftime trivia. Dustin looks to hang on after last episode's overtime win.
Yeah,
where he came from behind. Yes,
after the rules were changed in the middle.
The rules were changed. Yeah,
no there's an asterisk next to that one.
Quarter 3, we have a very special interview with a longtime listener and Facebook page contributor, Jose, who has been able to meet the Seahawks, and his experiences this season as well as other seasons will be on that interview in the third quarter, and something new called our Spotlight interview. In quarter 4, we're each going to say what our highlight for the season 2016 was. Before we start, we'd like to remind you to like, share, subscribe to the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel, join our Facebook group at 12-Man Fan Jam Show. We're on Twitter, we're on Gmail, let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you're thinking, but right now, before we do that, don't forget to vote. Yes, the 4th annual Fan Jammies. You can do that on Twitter, email, find the thread on our Facebook page, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Game of the Year, Score of the Year. Vote for your favorites. That show will be after the Super Bowl. That will be our next show. 428 will be our Fan Jammies show, as well as our 4th season finale. It will be the week after Super Bowl 51. Then we'll take a brief hiatus, but we'll return very soon to start our 5th season of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Unbelievable. That's what, when you're on YouTube, you don't get fired. Our 100th episode is coming up. Yeah, this is also our 97th episode, numerically. So our 100th episode's coming up. We want to hear requests of what you want to share, maybe some special moments from the show you liked or didn't like, or something that you want to see or talk about or make a comment. Contact us for that as well. All right. Enough of that, and let's get started with news. Yes, news where you are out coming to terms with the end of the football season. It's our own Shadowhawk Will with the 12-Man Fan Jam News Report. What you got for us, Will?
Well, Moses, sometimes I pick a story just based off of the headline, and this is one of those times. Headline was, Stanley Wilson II arrested while naked again.
Again.
And this involves former Lions defensive back Stanley Wilson II, who was arrested in Portland on January 10th after police found him naked outside of a stranger's home. Wilson hasn't posted bail and at the time of this report was still in jail. He was also arrested the previous year on June 22nd after a homeowner caught him trying to break into his house. The homeowner shot him and Wilson ran off and was eventually found naked with minor injuries from the gunshot.
Wow.
So, yeah, he's got problems, the least of which being that he can't seem to find his clothing.
I have a question, if I may ask a question. You said Stanley Wilson the second?
Yes.
So there's a Stanley Wilson the first. That's not the guy that played for the Bengals, is it?
Does
anybody know that?
I do not know.
I'm not aware.
Because I'm telling you, if it is, you know what he did.
Yes, Wilson's... Oh, yeah, here we go. Sorry. Moses, you're doing my job for me. Later on in the same article. Wilson's father was once benched when a Bengals coach caught him getting high before the Super Bowl.
There it is. There it is, folks.
Did he have his clothes on?
It was,
he did have his clothes on. So,
and that kind of cost the Bengals because he was a really good third down back for them and kind of a very important person, especially on third downs. He was having a good season. And you could point that 5-point game, he may have cost him a little bit there. But that's just weird. So that whole family, I think we need to stay away from them, don't we, Matt?
You need some sort of injunction order. I mean, man, you're living in that state. It's like you're living in that state and you're putting your bins out or putting the trash out or whatever. And, there's a naked person passing and they're like, what was that? Oh, it's just him again. Just running around the neighborhood naked again. As a jailbird.
Well, it is Portland. I'm sure they've seen worse.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably normal.
It's Portland, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you see him out there, you just, step over him, keep walking. So, yeah, he does it all the time. It's normal.
Hey, Stan, how's it going? A little cold out, isn't it? That's the other thing. January 10th, I mean, Portland has been getting hit with snow all for the last month and a half. Oh, my word.
That's the truth.
Just listening to this, you know who this guy reminds me of? I don't know if you watch the show Shameless or not, but he sounds like the dad on there, like Frank Gallagher.
Yeah.
He would get into.
He certainly does. That's a great find.
Just to add there, if you want to watch a better version of Shameless, watch the British version. It's brilliant.
Oh, I bet.
I didn't know there was a British version.
I know.
It was British.
Same with The Office.
Oh, wow.
There's always the British version of something that's always better, isn't it?
Oh, Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome story. It had everything. It had nudity. It had, again...
everything nudity.
It had
parental discretion is advised.
Moses keeps the poor music handy.
Nice.
Not for that, though. But, maybe your next story we can do that.
I'm afraid not. This is actually ties into something that a lot of us have to deal with. Sick people in the workplace. There's a lot of colds and flu going around this time of year, and NFL players are apparently not immune. On Thursday, 4 Steelers players missed practice with the flu, and there were reportedly more than a dozen other people in the facility feeling sick. Mike Tomlin, who as of now is still healthy, is hoping everybody is ready to go. And the Packers also have been dealing with the flu. Jordy Nelson was sent home on Friday because the team was worried he might be contagious, especially since he's probably not going to play anyway. That'd be a waste.
Unclean!
Yes. And Aaron Rodgers says he's already sick. Quote, rest, fluids, all that stuff. We'll be okay. Jordy had it. Mason Crosby had it. I got it. We'll deal with it. So, for anybody listening out there, if you are going to one of the championship games this weekend, you might want to bring along a surgical mask.
Yeah, you might want to. That's crazy. I know that they did see somebody sneak into the Steelers facility with a hat on, and he kind of talked like this, and he said, "I've got some medicine for you guys if you need any, because I can."
Nice.
Just for the record, I have an alibi.
Yeah, really. They're getting sick, and I thought I'd come over and kind of help them, maybe sneeze on them a little bit. I don't know. That's pretty good, Bill Belichick, isn't it?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
it's better than your French.
I've been practicing my Belichick. You just have to act like you're half asleep, and you just talk like this all the time. But you got Bill Belichick. So
half asleep and irritated with the world.
Can't you see it now? It'll be NyQuil Gate or something. It'll be like, see, they did it again. And what I forgot. they brought it up on the NFL. I don't know who brought it on NFL Network or not, but wasn't that the game, the Steelers and the Patriots this year, where the Steelers were in New England, they couldn't get their headsets to work. And every time the NFL officials came down to get them to work, they magically started working. And then they left. Do you remember this?
Yeah,
I think that was last year. I don't.
Oh, was that last
I
year?
don't think it was this year, but I think it was. Yeah.
Oh. Well, still. Now they're all getting sick.
I'm sure it's just a coincidence.
I'm sure.
Yeah, of course it was.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Will, for the news.
Anytime, Moses.
And usually that's when we go to the end of the first quarter. However, I have a little short story I want to share. It's not really the news, but as many of you know, I work in a school, and schools are filled with children, and nowadays children have had rather unusual names. And our school is hosting a basketball tournament for May schools around the state this weekend, and the athletic director came up to me and he said, I want you to see the name of this girl from this school. Now, I don't know what school it was, and I'm not going to say the name, but if you get out a piece of paper and a pencil, and if you're listening, you might want to do this. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but if you can, I'm going to spell this name for you. So, and you guys can play along too, of course. Here's the girl's name. Are you ready? Her first name is UNIQUE. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Simple enough,
Okay.
right? Okay. Here's the last name. BUSCH. Ladies and gentlemen, that girl's name is Unique Bush. Now, I don't know what parent would call their daughter Unique Bush. But apparently in Indiana, it's happening.
Someone that's really into gardening, I guess. I don't know.
Oh dear.
I can't imagine she's in middle school. I can't imagine what her high school life's going to be like.
Oh no.
Hey, you got a date? Yeah, I got a date with Unique Bush. All right. I got a date with my left hand. I guess,
Golly. That poor girl.
Can you imagine?
See, when you name kids, you need to take 5 minutes and think to myself, will this get my child beat up in junior high school?
Yes!
Mm-hmm.
Yes! Please! Or use your common sense. If you have a name like mine, it's really long. We like to name Alexandria, but we could not call our daughter Alexandria because that takes up like 2 lines. Our daughter would spend 10 minutes filling out her name on those iStep forums, or whatever.
That's 8 syllables without even taking the middle name into account.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to use common sense here, and I hope they pronounce it Uniqua. Uniqua Bush would be actually a lot better. But man, I'm looking at that name, and I don't know how she's going to live. But I will tell you a true story. I used to know a lady who was in her 80s. She never married. Her name was Iva Leak. I'm not making that up. That poor woman, her whole life was Iva Leak, and I hope that Unique Bush finds a better last name. That's bless her heart. I feel bad for her, but
that's pretty awesome, though.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. All right, and it's also awesome at the end of the first quarter.
It's the end of the first quarter, bitches.
All right, coming up on this episode of the 12 Man Fan Jam Show, lots of show left, halftime trivia, but coming up next, we have to look back at that playoff and season-ending loss to the Falcons. We'll do it quickly. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Rosette, and you're listening to the 12 Man Fan Jam Show. Dad, I need more money.
What for now?
Look, do you want me to graduate or not?
Okay, let me get my wallet. And now the 12-Man Fan Jam Show proudly presents another installment of Statsman Mark's Remarks.
Hey everybody, this is Statsman with his remarks concerning the divisional road loss to the Atlanta Falcons. And first off, I do have to tip my greasy Scala Beretta-esque cap, if you will, to the Falcons because they won this game fair and square. Atlanta did remind me at moments defensively of how aggressive and how strong we were not too long ago there. Dan Quinn, his message is getting across, and he's adding some toughness there. But, the final score was indicative of how this game went. In ways you could make a case that it was even a bigger margin than that. The game couldn't have started off more beautifully with an 8-minute plus drive and a 7-0 lead and 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. But really, near the end of the half, once Atlanta got that safety, and that's really kind of the play of the game for me, because that kick-started all their momentum. And from the second half, from the third quarter on, it was all completely downhill. It was disappointing to lose, as it always is in the playoffs. Really, when I step back and look at the season as a whole, a road divisional loss in the playoffs is about where this team is at right now.
Holy shit, it's the second quarter.
Yes, welcome to the second quarter of episode 427 of your 12-man Fan Jam show. It's time to quickly review last week's playoff loss to the Falcons.
Keyword being quickly.
Yeah, quickly and as painlessly as possible, although that's hard to do. Dustin, your thoughts on the game overall?
Sucked.
All right. Matt, your thoughts overall?
He doesn't have any, apparently.
Sorry?
No.
I'm sorry, you cut out. I didn't hear what you said.
He said a cuss word. That was his whole...
No, I said it sucked.
Oh, it sucked. Okay,
yeah,
I thought it was something.
that's all I said.
It sucked.
Yeah, but go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dustin.
No, yeah, that was mostly in my opinion, was that it sucked. They came out looking great, and then as soon as the defense couldn't do anything against Atlanta on Atlanta's first drive, I knew that it was going to be a long day. And it just, it went downhill from there, so there wasn't a whole lot to be excited about, really.
No, not exactly. I was so excited. That first drive was so awesome. I was on the phone making reservations to Houston. I was like, oh my God, this is so great. That first drive was like maybe the best first drive we've ever seen all year. And that was pretty much it. Matt, your thoughts on this game? Are you going to say suck too, or are you going to move on a little bit?
No, I mean, it was less than optimal, is how I'll describe it. I mean, I was like you guys. I mean, I was really excited on that first drive. I think Wilson looked quite fast. I think he looked mobile. I think he looked evasive, and he was able to, obviously, Rawls also seemed to get rolling in that drive as well, and Jimmy Graham got a touch. I mean, it was like the best part of the season ever.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and then it was just followed. By absolute shit for the next.
I went outside. Birds were chirping. The sun was out. Little bluebird came and sat on my shoulder.
And then he pooped.
Did he sing Zippity Doo Dah?
and then the storm clouds rushed in and hit me with lightning. Will,
I just don't. Sorry. I was just going to say, I just don't understand how. But maybe we should never call for a fast start. When we always talk about the fact that they start slowly and we moan about that because, we get a little bit panicked. Perhaps we should shut our mouths and let them start as slowly as they like and let them then come back and win a game. Perhaps that's the problem. Perhaps they started too quickly and used up all their energy. They were so surprised at how well they started, they couldn't focus for the rest of the game.
I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think it exposed a lot of holes to the team, though. I can tell you what, man. It was eye-opening with that whole thing. The offensive line was no big surprise. And then the secondary, the depth there was just not good. So it really is something that gives us something to look at in the offseason.
Definitely. Will, what are your thoughts?
Well, I can remember very few games that had such a clear turning point as this one, but when Hester was running that punt back, I thought my prognostication was going to come true.
Me too.
Then I saw the flag, and having an 80-yard punt return wiped out, having to start on the 4-yard line, and then getting a safety on a fluke play when you got a backup in at right guard, have him step on Wilson's foot. It's just, you could just feel the tide turn in the space of about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'd call it more of the tsunami coming than a tide turning, because man, it was huge.
Well, that's fair,
was.
but yeah, that was the start of it, and then just letting Atlanta march 99 yards down the field at the end of the first half for a touchdown, and letting them march all the way down the field to start the second half. It's like, you know what? I'm not giving up, but barring a miracle, this one is done.
Yeah.
And Steven Terrell, God bless him, but the guy was exposed, and not just for his coverage skills, but as a poor open field tackler as well.
Yes.
And we already need to beef up our secondary with Deshaun Shedd, his knee injury, which sounds like it's going to keep him out for at least part of next year as well.
Right.
But I think we have to look long and hard in the early rounds if the NFL doesn't steal our second-round pick.
Yeah. If
there is a decent free safety on the board with Earl Thomas's kind of range, I think you have to strongly consider making that call, even if it's just somebody to back up Thomas for the next couple of years.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I also felt that Jeremy Layton this year had a disappointing season. We were so excited to have him back, and it just seemed like, I don't know, he didn't seem like he was doing a very nice job out there. That could have been other reasons, but to me, Jeremy Layton didn't look like he was worth the money, to put it out there. But yeah, the defensive backfield needs some help. There's no question about it.
I think just trying to find the positive. I thought Wilson looked reasonably good. I thought he was, as I say, he was mobile. He was athletic. Yeah. I think the interception, to me, I mean, he kept that play alive for such a long time, and the receivers just weren't able to get free or get themselves in a position to be able to do anything. I don't think he necessarily should have thrown that ball, but you know what, he did, and that's just the way it goes.
Well, at that point, what do you have to lose anyway?
Exactly.
I mean, the game's over if you can't make a play, so might as well try to make the play.
Agreed.
You're right, and I mean, but I think the fumble juggle, as I'm calling it, was just one of those things, and I'd say well done to the defense to sticking with that strip fumble all the way to the end, to be honest, because a lesser team would probably have dropped that and lost it. But I just think that Russell looked healthy, he looked good, he looked back in his position. We've just got to get the right pieces around him now to support stuff, and we've just got some holes, and they need to be addressed properly in the off season.
Yeah, and I think something that stands out to me in this game that was kind of a microcosm of our whole season was this. Of course, we get pinned back to our goal line, and the result is a safety. They get pinned to their goal line, 99-yard drive.
Yeah,
and that was so uncharacteristic of our team over the last few years.
Isn't that twice, though? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but at least in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, isn't that twice that Russell's been stood on by the offensive line?
It's happened before.
Yeah, no, it was the week before against the Lions. He didn't fall, though. He's still able to hand the ball off.
Oh, that was the handoff. That's right. But no, he's fallen a couple times, too.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember back in the regular season somewhere, but yeah.
The guy's hurt enough already. Quit stepping on him.
Stand. I know he's little, but don't stand on him, jeez.
No kidding. That
happens to Dustin all the time. It's annoying.
It is ridiculous, man. You have no idea.
I am glad though that Wilson is finally going to get some time to rest and recover, and I'm looking forward to seeing him back at 100% for really the first time in a year next year.
I agree. I totally agree. And on that happy note, we'll finish this season and this playoff season and this game up with a Caption That Picture. Caption a picture, last one of the year. Well, last one related to the game previous to the episode this year. Who knows? I might sneak one in after the Super Bowl. Anyway, this is a picture of what I think is a Falcons player. And before I do this, can we give the Falcons some credit? I mean, what an incredible game they played. And they're playing really well right now. So hats off to them. They certainly earned the victory.
Good team.
Yeah, good team. Congratulations to Dan Quinn. But apparently this Falcons player, and we think it's his son, his child, his baby or whatever.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. Or it's even more awkward. But, Dustin, can you caption that picture?
Actually, no. I don't have a caption for it. I tried. I couldn't think of one. All I could think is that the only thing to make that thing better was if the kid was flipping the camera off.
That's all right. I like that.
Yeah.
What about you, Will? What you got?
Why can't Daddy's uniform look cool like theirs?
Oh, see? Nice. Matt, did you come up with one?
I just had, Dad, don't get off me, but can you get me a Russell Wilson jersey?
Life size.
I only have a couple, and they're kind of similar. Well, the one's kind of similar to the Will's. I said, why can't my daddy wear one of those cool white jerseys out there? Which is kind of what you said. But the look on the kid's face, he almost looks like he's like, Dad, get off me or whatever. So this one, yeah, I got you, dirty bird. Check my diaper, fool. So,
nice.
At that point, we'll now go to the 2-minute warning.
Holy shit, it's a 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning time, and that means we get to check our wonderful Posse Prediction Challenge.
For the final time, thankfully.
Yes. For the final time. First on the scores last week, I gave a point to Jose. Prognostications, I gave a point to Will just for the fact that, Will, you almost got that punt return or that kickoff return.
I'll take it.
Nobody got a game ball. Let's be honest. Who needed one? And the over-under was over, which means everyone got 2 points except for Dustin and I. Hi, Dustin.
Yeah, those guys are jerks.
Meaning the scores look like this for the final week. Will 3, Jose 3, Statsman Mark, Matt, Little Mo, Tom, Mike, and Mark Turner 2. Individual scores wrap up like this. Jose's a champion with 75. Little Mo with 65. An 11-year-old beat 8 of us. Tom at 54. Mark Turner 50. Mike Pascal at 48. And then our team, Matt and Statsman Mark tied for first. What?
The
At
world
40.
has changed since 2016, I tell you.
Cage match. Cage match.
Will at 39, just a point behind. Dustin at 36, and I'm at the bottom. So, our team scores finished up. Team 12. You can see the score. I'm not going to. It's over 100 points. You don't even have to. There it is.
Let's not do this again next year.
Yeah, we're going to do something different next year. So, but thank you to Jose, Little Mo, Tom, Mark, Turner, Mike Pascal. We appreciate you taking the time each week to set a prediction, a prognostication, and game ball. We'll do something different next week, next year. Maybe we'll keep the teams the same. Maybe we'll not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll do
Thanks
something.
for kicking our ass, guys.
Yeah, we'll have to do something maybe a little different. Maybe we'll pair off teams. I don't know. Because it was so bad. But anyway, that being said, that's over too, and so is the first half.
Holy shit, it's halftime!
Coming up, a lot more show. We share our favorite moment from the season. Jose shares his experiences with the Seahawks. Will shares his favorite cat toys. But first, another exciting edition of 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia. Coming up next!
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel.
Yes! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Yes, it's halftime, and welcome to another fun-filled edition of the best play-along Seahawk-themed trivia game show on the internet. It's time for 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia. And here's your host, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity. Yes, thank you, me, and welcome to another edition of 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia.
Love the world!
Trivia game that tests the knowledge of both our posse and our listeners. Our contestants are the posse themselves, Matt, Will, and Dustin, and here are the rules. So here's how the trivia game works. There'll be 2 rounds of questions. Each contestant answers 1 question each round. If they get it correct, they get 1 point. After 2 rounds of questions, there'll be a final trivia question worth 2 points. If there's a tie after that, then the tie players go on to a special secret overtime question where the winner becomes reigning 12-man Fan Jam Show Trivia Champion and also gets a prize chosen especially for them. As an added bonus to those listening on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel, the questions and possible answers will be displayed on your screen so you, the viewer and listener, can play along as well. If you do, please let us know how you did on the questions. Remember, there's no Googling, no phone a friend, and please, no wagering. However, there is a lifeline. Before taping this show, my 2 charming Seahawk fan children, Mosette and Little Mo, did take the quiz as well. If the contestants want to know what the kids said, they can ask that but once and only once during the entire game show and only in the first 2 rounds. Now let's get ready to play 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia. Alright, gentlemen, you know the rules. Kids are taking the quiz. You can ask them once during the 2 rounds of questioning. The topic is 2016. 2016 is the topic. There are 4 questions about the Seahawks and 2016 and 2 questions that are about 2016 but not about the Seahawks. So, since Dustin was our champion, Dustin can pick the first questions in the first round. 1, 2, or 3. Which one would you like?
3.
3. And since Will was kind of left in the dust with a change of rules, Will, would you like 1 or 2?
I'll take 1.
Will will take 1. And Matt will take 2. All right, here we go, guys. 2016.
Ugh.
Will, your
Yes, sir.
question is a football question. You'll probably get this one. This is pretty easy. This is a gimme. How many
Great, I'm gonna blow it.
You're gonna get this. How many draft picks did the Seahawks have in a 2016 NFL draft? 8, 9, or 10? Dance! 8, 9, or 10. How many draft picks did the Seahawks have in a 2016 NFL draft?
Pretty sure we had 10.
Pretty sure we had 10. Mosette said 10. Little Mo also said 10. And you said 10. Yeah! Yeah, I was pretty sure it was 10. That's kind of a softball question, but, that's all right. Will's on the board. It's kind of payback from last week, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah. Matt!
Hello.
Your question's a football question, Matt.
Yay.
Dustin,
Oh, hell.
Yeah.
My
Matt!
answer is everybody died. That's my answer right now.
Matt, on what day of the year in 2016 did Ricardo Lockett retire? What day did he retire? May 10th, May 12th,
What?
May 14th. Dance!
Oh my goodness! Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go straight off the board. I'm going to ask the kids.
Okay, we'll make sure you write that down. He asked the kids.
Got it.
Okay. So he cannot do that again. Mo
Yeah, let's
said,
not go through that
said
again.
May 12th.
Oh, his birthday is in May. I wonder if he did it at the same time as his birthday, but I can't remember what his birthday is. I'll go with the 12th. 12th is a good date.
Going with 12th is always a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, in this case, it's a great idea. You got it.
Oh, wow.
I wonder if he did it on
Thanks, kids.
purpose. I don't know, but that'd be cool if he did. And Matt and Will are on the board. Dustin, you do not have a football question. Your question is
weird.
this. Hey, have you heard of David Bowie before?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what was David Bowie's real name? Was it David Bowie? Was it David Jones? Or was it David Smith?
I think it was Davy Crockett, wasn't it?
Guilt in my bar when it was
Oh.
only 3. Baby.
David Bowie, David Jones, David Smith. David Bowie's real name.
I don't know.
Little
Jones.
David Bowie
Jones.
David Bowie trivia for you.
Yeah.
The Let's Dance album. The guitar player, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Was that his real name, though?
No, Stevie Ray Vaughan's real name, I think, was Stevie Ray Vaughan, yes.
Oh, okay.
David Bowie, David Jones, David Smith. David Bowie's
I'll
real
go.
name.
I'll go Jones.
I'll go Jones.
I don't know,
Mosette,
dude.
Little Mo said David Bowie and looked at me like, why would I ask that question?
Did he die this year too?
Yeah,
Yes.
he did last year, yeah.
Yeah,
David,
I was partially right then. I said everybody died.
you were close.
Yeah.
You said David Jones, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You know so, it's right!
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
Wow. Of course, no relation to Davy Jones of the Monkees, but we'll move on. We're on to round
Aw.
2. Everybody has a point, so I guess we'll use the same order. Dustin, 4, 5, 6.
6.
Okay. Will, 4, 5.
4.
Same order. Matt gets 5. All right.
I'll take 5.
Well, I'll take 5. Take 10, get 5, expect 3. That's what you say on military. All right. Will, football question.
sir.
Yay.
In what game this season, what regular season game, did Russell Wilson throw the most yards in? Was it the Cardinals game, the Jets game, or the Patriots game? Dance! Russell Wilson threw the most yards in what game? A Cardinals game, a Jets game, or a Patriots game?
Which Cardinals game?
The one he threw the most yards in between
well
the
done.
two. I will say this. Cardinals, Jets, and Patriots. These are the top 3 yardage games for Russell Wilson. So, let's just say it that way.
Assuming they're talking about the Cardinals game we lost and not the one we tied. I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay, the one we lost? Yeah,
Yes.
I think it was the one we lost, yes. Little Mo said the Cardinals game, like you. Mosette said a Patriots game. Yeah,
Yes.
it was the Cardinals game that we lost. And by 2 yards, by the way. He threw for 350 against the Cardinals and 348 against the Patriots. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know which game I'd rather watch, but
Amen to that. Matt,
Hello.
Your question's about Bobby Wagner.
Okay.
He was a tackling machine this year. What
Was.
game did he have the most solo and assist tackles? And that's how they figure their tackling, by the way. They add your solo and your assist tackles together. Was it the Bills, the Eagles, or the Saints? Which one did he have his most tackles in? The Bills game, the Eagles game, or the Saints game?
I was at the Saints game, and I don't remember that being a sort of tackle fest.
Well, remember, these are the top three.
Yeah, but I don't remember that one being particularly a standout situation. I'll go with the Eagles.
Eagles. I'll give you a little background here. Two of those games he had 15 tackles, and one game he had 16 tackles. You think it's the Eagles?
Wow.
Mosette and Little Mo thought it was the Bills. Yeah, it was the Bills.
Oh.
It was the Bills.
I was
there
surprised. I was surprised the 49ers game wasn't on there because I know he had
Yeah.
a great game there. But
16, 15, and
Wow.
15, though. That's pretty amazing.
he should have gotten Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, he should have. And you know what this means now, Dustin. Of course, you don't have a football question. It's about another artist that died. His name was Prince, and he was funky.
That was this year or last year?
You gotta say about
Yes.
everybody?
No, I mean, I thought David Bowie died last year, but I thought Prince was like a couple years ago.
No, it was
No.
this year, too.
In fairness, it was easy to lose track with everybody dying
It
left and
was.
right.
It
No,
was.
there was a ton of them, man.
It was. How old was Prince when he died? Was he 55, 56, or 57? How old was Prince? His name is Funky. How old was he when he died? 55,
I wanted-
56, 57.
I wanted to say 52. I'll just right off the top of my head, so I'll say 55.
Okay.
Maybe I had that last
Yeah.
5 flipped around backwards.
You would, yeah, okay. You said 55. Lil Mo said 56, and Mosef said 57. Nah, it was 57. So, we are down to the final question. You gentlemen know how this works. High-low. The closest without going over gets the championship, gets their theme song played, and gets a child? No. Gets a
Whoa!
I kind of want to lose.
I'm
I kinda
totally
wanna lose.
forfeiting this game.
I concede.
If the prize goes especially for them. Okay.
I can't seed.
If everybody's over,
Nice.
then the closest one gets it. The order will be Dustin, Matt, and Will, and here we go.
You're going to ruin my whole strategy, you know that.
Here we go. This is a toughie too. This is going to take. I'm going to have to find a whole bunch of Oregon here for this.
Whoa.
Dustin,
Yeah.
I'm going to be looking for Oregon later. Dustin,
Yeah.
how many total yards of offense did the Seahawks have the entire NFL regular season of 2016? Total yards of offense all together for the whole season.
Come on, man. I don't math that good.
I don't math that good.
So beautiful.
Let's see. Russell threw for over 4,000, didn't he? So the running
Carried
game had like
him on.
30 yards, I think. So.
We'll be back in a half hour.
I don't know. I'm going to go like 5,270.
5,207.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Got
That's
it.
close enough.
Matt?
What did you say? 5,207. I'll go 5,500.
5,500? Will?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a nice big gap for Will to do things with.
Whoa!
You're so
Whilst,
dumb, Matt.
whilst there's organ going.
Will gets a gap. A gap
I
to
can
do
see.
things in.
Wow.
And we're all 12.
Okay.
Oh, I love this game. I love it.
I will go 51-23.
51-23. All right. 51-23, 52-07, and 5,500. Those were actually really pretty good guesses, guys. I'm pretty impressed. The actual number
Dustin
of
for
total
setting the benchmark.
If you guys got this on a button, I was going to call them shenanigans. The total number of yards of offense the Seahawks had the entire season was 5,715, which means
Oh yes.
it's back. Congratulations, Matt. You are back in
Bloody
the
hell.
winning seats.
We're finishing like we started.
Fishing like we started with Matt dominating.
Goodness me.
Matt is the dominator.
Whoa.
If you're looking.
Don't give you gaps to do things with.
Congratulations, Matt.
I'm glad I left that gap now. Exhausted.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my God. All right. This has been another
It
crowd
was
pleasing.
just enough to tease Will in, you see.
It worked.
Oh, I keep the music handy. This has been another crowd pleasing, heart stopping, award winning edition of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia. We'll be back in the second half of the show after this station identification. Take us out, Sex Pistols.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel.
Holy shit, it's the third quarter.
Welcome to the third quarter of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Hey, you! Yes, you! Counting the drags for draft day, or whoever you are. Like or comment on the video. Join us on Facebook. Email us, tweet us, make us part of your Seahawk fix. Do it now and receive a free copy of Famous British Football Players from Matt. Matt, you wrote that, didn't you?
Yeah, it's my third volume. Amazing.
It's more pamphlet than a book. All right.
Leaflet.
This quarter, we listened to an interview I had earlier this week with longtime 12-Man Fan Jam Show listener and Facebook page contributor Jose Rodriguez. I caught up with him and this installment of a new segment we like to call the 12-Man Fan Jam Show Spotlight Interview. Yes, we are here with Jose Rodriguez, and Jose is a longtime member of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show Facebook page. He has his own videos that he puts out about the Seahawks, and so we thought we'd interview him for this quarter. Jose, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Moses.
Thank you for being on. Now, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? Where do you live? What do you do?
I'm a 22-year-old from Los Angeles, California. And if you have a hard time understanding me, that is because I have a disability. Cerebral palsy. I was 3 months premature, and it caused me to have no control over the pitch of my voice, my arm, or my legs, confining me to a wheelchair every day. Unfortunately, but I make the most of what God has given me. So yeah, that's a little about myself.
Fantastic. Now, why the Seahawks, Jose? What? Let's start this. Well, I guess we could ask why football of all sports, but why the Seahawks? Why are you? Yeah, why the Seahawks?
Why football? Well, let's start with why football. Football first. A lot of weekends I spent at my grandmother's apartment, spending it in my uncle's room, and one day he just had a football game on, and if I remember correctly, it was the Minnesota Vikings and the Jacksonville Jaguars. For whatever reason, that game was on in LA. Go figure that. But I just remember seeing Dante Culpepper in the shotgun offense, and I just fell in love with it after that. And I wasn't always a Seahawks fan. Growing up, I emulated my uncle, and he was a Tennessee Titans fan. So I grew up with Steve McNair, Eddie George, and Jermaine Devon Curse. I grew up idolizing those three players. And the reason I'm a Seahawks fan and a proud 12 is because the day before Pete Carroll got introduced as the head coach, he had a book signing in Orange County, and I met him and sat by his side the whole signing, and I asked him if I could come out for a game that season, and I did when we played the Arizona Cardinals, which was coincidentally Marshawn Lynch's first game with the Seattle Seahawks. So I was blessed to have been at that game that we won. And every year I've been to a Seahawks game. We have gone on to make the playoffs.
Well, you're a good luck charm.
I like to think so.
I like to think so, too. Now, this year you went up for a football game, is that correct?
Yes.
And what did you do when you were up in Seattle?
Well, I've been there 5 out of the 6 years here I have been coach. So I've seen mostly all of the sites.
Nice.
So now when I go, I just look at it as a business trip. Go land, go to the hotel, get some food, go back to the hotel, get some sleep, wake up early the next morning, get to the VMAX, get to see the walkthrough, talk to the players after the walkthrough, go back to the hotel, get some lunch, go back to the hotel, get some dinner, go to sleep, wake up for tailgating and the attending games.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So you go through the walkthrough. The players
Yeah.
come over and talk to you. Is there anybody that really kind of struck you as kind of, I mean, I don't know. Is there a particular player that you really were either enamored with or someone who really, you're like, wow, they were really overly friendly or just seemed really to stick out when you met the players?
Richard Sherman.
Wow.
The first time I met him was his second year, which was Russell Wilson's rookie year, when they played the New York Jets. He came up to me and brought the LOB with him, which was the highlight of my trip. And I actually told him and the rest of the LOVA funny joke and told them, and I quote, it's Tim Tebow, because he was on the Jets that season. If he comes anywhere near you, will make it feel like a virgin. For the very first time.
Nice.
And that had the whole LOB busting up laughing.
That's
like,
awesome.
Like, who is this kid? And how the hell did he know that? At that time I was 8. I had just turned 18. They looked at me like, we did not expect that. We expected some kid not being able to talk or, well, I shouldn't say that about Sharon because his mother grew up helping children like me with disabilities, so Sharon knew I could talk. I just don't think he expected that to come flying out of my mouth.
Probably.
And neither did the rest of the LOV.
Well, I didn't expect to hear that either.
And I swear, on everything I love. I wish I was making that up, because I met Tim Tebow the next day on the field, and he was the nicest guy ever. And when I got back to my seat, I'm like, wait, I just got an eat out of it yesterday. God, I hope that doesn't happen. But he ended up tweaking his ankle, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. That is really funny. Now, who overall is Sherman your favorite Seahawk on the team right now, or who is your favorite?
Yes,
Seahawk?
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But my favorite all-time Seahawk might surprise you. It's actually John Carlson.
Oh, really?
Former tight end. Because the first time I went to the walkthrough, he was the nicest guy there.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yes, he gave me his glove and even signed it for me. And the next day on the field, when I was just standing there, all of a sudden, I feel something wet hit me. I look up, and Larry Fitzgerald comes up to me and says, "Hope you have a great day. Enjoy the game." So Larry Fitzgerald also.
That is awesome. I
Right.
always liked John Carlson. Golden Domer, and I liked him as a tight end. I thought he was a really good tight end. It's great to hear these stories. These guys are great people and great players as well. I'm glad to hear that stuff. Now, what is your favorite non-playoff moment, if you had to pick one?
Non-playoff. And I'd have to go back to that Jets game because if you recall, they ran a wide receiver pass with, I think it was Sidney Rice, the Golden Tate, or vice versa. I'm not sure. You might have to go back and double check that.
Okay.
But they had around that in the walkthrough, and I was surprised. And Pete Carroll came up to me before the game and said, "You didn't tell anyone about that play, did you?" And I said, "Coach, I have no idea what you're talking about." I stayed mum. I stayed mum the entire time.
That's funny.
I played stupid because there were about 12 other people surrounding me. So when the play happened, I didn't go crazy. I didn't do anything. I just turned to my mom and my stepdad and said, "They just ran that play."
So what did you think of this season that we just had overall?
I'm looking at it optimistically.
Good.
We can either grow and conquer or split, divide, and fall, and I'm hoping it's not the latter.
Yeah, me too.
I'm hoping Daryl Bevel goes on to greener pastures or acres or whatever, goes to, let's say, San Francisco. Because God knows that team can't get any worse.
That's right. They do what they, we're all right with that. Well, Jose, thank you so much for joining us.
Do we not like to be entertained?
I was entertained. Jose. Thank you, man, for doing this.
Anytime, Dennis, anytime.
Thanks, Jose, for that interview, buddy. We appreciate it. We're going to get you on the show real soon, I promise, especially in the off season. We'll find a spot. But our champion, of course, of the Posse Prediction Challenge, and just a really, really great young man. And we appreciate you taking time to spend some time with us. That's the end of the third quarter.
It's the end of the third quarter, bitches.
Coming up, we're going to share our favorite memory of the 2016 season. You are listening to 12 Man Fan Jam Show. For a transcript, take out a piece of paper, pencil, and pen, and write down everything we say. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, everybody. This is Statsman Mark, and when I'm not listening to Charo's greatest hits on 8-track tape, I'm listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show.
And now the 12-Man Fan Jam Show proudly presents another installment of Statsman Mark's Remarks.
Hey, everybody. This is the Statsman with his remarks concerning his favorite personal moment about the season, and I'm going to get sentimental here. Now, you know what? Really, the highlight of this season, it is a personal anecdote, I guess, in terms of I got to go to my first home game in 9 seasons, 9 years. Wow. First game ever in the Carroll era, amazingly. And I finally got to meet our very own Dennis, our very own Moses in person, and, of course, along with Will and Dustin. Matt, unfortunately, for him, it was awesome. He got to make the trek over and see a couple of games, but I didn't get to see him in person, but maybe sometime. But that was a really fun weekend up there, doing the show up there. Tom and Neil, and it was a lot of fun. And of course, the game ended up being a thriller. So the weekend of the Atlanta game, of all games, when we beat the Falcons in Seattle in pretty thrilling fashion, and meeting everybody, that will go down as the highlight of 2016 Seahawks football for me.
Holy shit, it's the fourth quarter.
Ah, yes. It is time for the fourth and final quarter of this episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show.
Oh,
hey!
dear.
I know, it gets better. Hey, let's do a top 3, shall we? Oh, you love these, Matt. An accent and a top 3 all in the next 5 seconds. All right. From our office located in Roger Goodell's secret files come the top 3 titles of the Seattle Seahawks 2016 season highlight video. So, when you get the highlight video, you know, I always have a title. That's where America's team came from and all that. So here are the top 3 titles. I guess rejected titles, probably, of the Seattle Seahawks 2016 season highlights. I'm sure you're going to reject them. Number 3! Number 3 is musical. You ready, kids? Number 3 is this. All right. The 2016 Seattle Seahawks. We got legs. And we know how to break them. That's right. Yeah, we got legs.
Ouch.
And we know how to break them. That's more than one. Sorry. Number 2. Seattle Seahawks, 2016 Seattle Seahawks, inconsistent but entertaining. So, and the number 1 rejected title of the Seattle Seahawks season highlight video, the 2016 Seattle Seahawks offensive line sold separately. All right.
I like the inconsistent yet entertaining thing.
But
It's
entertaining,
like
yes.
Yeah, like you knocked that off
I was actually going to sing the legs thing. She's got legs, but I didn't want to do that, so I'm not going to.
Right.
We know how to break them. All right, let's share our favorite memories this year.
Too
Matt.
soon, Moses.
I know, it probably was. Matt, what is
Yes.
your favorite memory from this season? Please share with us.
Just so
Learn
many.
with us. Grow
Just so
with
many.
us.
I mean, there was September the 13th, 2016, which was the day we released Harold Simon. That was a fantastic day. I think there was also Butt Catch for Doug Baldwin's Butt Catch, which I thought was a fantastic moment. But for me, actually, a personal moment was actually going to New Orleans and going to the Superdome. And although we lost, don't get me wrong, we lost, but just meeting some absolutely fantastic people down there, meeting Game Time Saint, and going to the Saints tailgate and having just a blast with the folks down there. So for me, this season will always be the season when I went to New Orleans and had just the most amazing time. So that sort of stands out for me. But yeah, I'll still go with the release of Harold Simon. September 13th, 2016.
Well done.
It's a great day.
Well done.
You got
What about
that day
you?
tattooed on him.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
sure he will. Dustin, what was your favorite moment of the season?
Well, it's kind of weird because the entire season because this year, last couple years, I haven't had full custody of my season tickets. I've had to split them up with people because of this rental house situation we've had. Mm-hmm. But this last year, we put all the money into it. We're getting ready to get rid of it, and I was able to actually own my tickets myself this time. So that was great because I was able to take my kids to the games again and my wife to the games again. So, I mean, that was pretty cool. A lot of fun memories with those guys throughout the season. So that was pretty fun.
Excellent. Well done. What about you, Will?
Well, I've got to go with the playoff game against the Lions. As I've said before, that was my 40th birthday.
Right.
I got to spend it with so many great people, many of whom I met because through following the Seahawks. So it seemed kind of fitting. And then my dad, and I sent you the picture of my dad and I at the game. My dad got to come down. And
awesome.
It's always good to be able to catch a game with my dad. And then just the game itself, how well we played, the running game going so well, all the great catches, including the butt catch that Matt mentioned before. So it was just a really great day from start to finish, and it was just, for me, it was easily the highlight of the year.
Awesome. Well, for me, obviously, it's the week I was able to spend with Little Mo in Seattle for the Falcons game. I mean, the weather didn't exactly cooperate with us, but we were able not only to see Mo's first ever Seahawks win in person, but we were able to connect with new friends and reconnect with old friends that are like family. And going to Seattle isn't cheap for me, but for me, it is and always will be more than just a trip to see a football team. It's reconnecting with friends I consider family, and for Little Mo to experience this and share the feeling of family this year was something that I as a father will never forget. Always will be thankful to those who take time from their lives to say hi when I'm in town, be it just a moment to share a hug, or full days filled with taking us to different places and everywhere in between. I am a 12 for a lot of reasons, but I stay at 12 because of the family I've met in this journey just to go see a football team. And I will always be thankful to the Seahawks for that no matter what. And I know Little Mo will be too. He and I shared a father and son trip that I don't think either one of us was ever going to forget. And I can share this now. Those who don't know, Lil Mo and I go to sporting events. We've gone to 3 baseball games, and we've gone to 4 Seahawk games, and even a Colts game that was a preseason game, so it didn't mean anything. Little Mo had been 0 for 6 coming into this. No. The 2 Reds games we went to, they lost. The local Indianapolis Indians AAA club, we went over the summer and they lost. The Colts game was a preseason game against the Bills. It didn't mean anything, but we kind of rooted for the Colts because our buddy was a Colts fan, and they didn't win that. And of course, the Colts game here, the Super Bowl season was his first game, and they lost. The Seahawks lost. And then we came out for the Cowboys game a couple years ago, and the Seahawks lost that one. And so to get that, curse removed, for lack of a better word, that he just felt that he was cursed. So for the Seahawks to beat the Falcons at home, and that was a crazy game. It came down to the fourth quarter, a lot of crazy things, a blocked kick and all this craziness, but that to me was a big deal. So very thankful for that. That's something I'll never forget. I don't think he'll ever forget that trip as well. So wow. Well, guys, I guess it's time to bring the season of the Seahawks and a wonderful and amazing 12-man Fan Jam show to a close. We are so glad you decided to waste some time with us. We hope you laughed a little and maybe you learned a little something along the way. What did we learn this episode? Well, we learned Matt is a dominator. We learned that Moses needs to look for more organ. And Will gets a gap to do things in. I don't know what that would. And
yeah, I knew that one was coming.
And Dustin doesn't math too good. So, on behalf of my partner in crime, Matt, our news hound Shadowhawk Will, Statsman Mark wherever he is, Dustin as the Beaver, Roger Goodell, Mosette, Little Mo, Buddy Hackett, Sheila McRae, Art Carney. Good night, everybody. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
So does anybody know where I can find a good organ somewhere? Or I need some organ, I guess. I don't know.
That's Matt.
I'm all out of organ.